going to be doing my review on the BRK River knife and tool Aurora. This version is in the A2 with bowcut wood. They also make a CPM 3V version with different handles, and you can get the A2 also in different handles and CPM 3V and multiple different handle variations. But I'm going to be talking today about my experiences with this knife. This knife definitely is not a budget bushcrafting knife. This is definitely more of a high-end. It is around, depending where you get it, anywhere from right at $200 to around $220. Sorry about all this wind, guys. It has been windy and rainy all day. But like I was saying, right around $200 range. So this is not a cheap knife whatsoever, but it still is a very good knife. So first I'll talk about something the things I like most about this knife, which first off, what I like the most about this knife is the handle. And the handle is basically a clone of bush lures, wood lures, any of those style knives. The way this swells, it's just a little bit thinner than a normal bush lure, wood lure, jack lure style knife, but I actually like that little bit thinner profile to it, and it is a great ergonomics and really nice for extended periods of time, holding it for long periods of time. It's really great. The second thing I like most about this knife is its grind, and this is a convex grind, which is a bad thing and a good thing. I do like convex grinds, although convex grinds are not traditional V grind style, like flat grinds, full flat grinds, Scandi grinds are all V grind knives, which you can use traditional sharpeners for, whereas this you do need specialized sharpeners that act like strops so that you keep that convex on there. That being said, this being made out of A2 tool steel, I haven't had this thing go past the point that I couldn't just strop it, and I do have to stay more vigilant with this knife and strop it a lot more than I would normal knives, just because sharpening it's not very feasible. But I do really like the performance on convex grinds. They don't bite as much as Scandi grinds, which some people prefer that extra bite, but I find when doing feather sticks and stuff like that, that extra bite can kind of actually hinder making curls. So I do like this, although this thing can bite. It doesn't bite too much. So other than that, talk about some of the things that I have mixed feelings about and I don't like. First, I'll talk about what I have mixed feelings about, and that is that this is a skeletonized handle. That's good and bad. I haven't had anything bad happen to it. As you can see, this is still in one piece, and I don't think it would break. Sorry about that bird. It's like 2 yards from me, but that being said, it still is skeletonized, so it's not as strong as a true full tang, but like I said, I haven't had it break on me. And the good thing is, BRK River, talking about this knife, has said that they think batoning is a normal use of a knife. So if it does break while batoning, their warranties will cover it. So I'm not too worried about this thing breaking and being out $200, because I'm just going to give it back to BRK River. Other than that, the thing I don't like the most about this knife is its tip, and it's not just on this knife. It's actually kind of a trend now with bushcrafting knives, fieldcraft style, is making very thin, very precise tips. And this isn't going to focus because it's pretty low light, but this does have a very precise tip, and I've already broken a little bit of it off. I haven't broken anything massive off of it. As you can see, it still looks pretty good, but I have broken a little bit of it off just through using it. And that's pretty normal, like I said, with knives that have very precise tips. In bushcrafting, you're just going to really break them off. And I mean, you're not going to break a massive bit of it off, but you might break a little bit of it off. And that's just something that you have to live with. So it is a little bit sucky, but like I said, it doesn't hinder the knife at all. But you can't even really see it. But it is a little bit broken there at the tip. So that's really all I have to say about this knife. I did add this leather lanyard myself that did not come with it. I do like the knife, other than the fact that the tip's really precise and a little fragile. Other than that, I do really like this knife. If you're considering buying it, like I said, just take what I've said into account. Like I said, I wouldn't be too worried about batoning it, just because I've batoned it a lot. And another thing is, with it being only 4.5 inches with blade length, you're not really going to be spanning anything with that length of blade. That might hurt it really. So that's another thing to definitely take into account. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to call it at this, just because it's a really terrible day. Anyways, guys, I'm